Hey everyone, this is Father James. Just wanted to do a follow-up video. As I shared with my Hubble Palette imaging or editing video, I'm new to this, and even though I still stand by most of what I shared with my last video with this, something just didn't feel right, and I was tinkering around with it, being that with my leg injury, I don't have much I can do, and I think I found a better solution, and so I just wanted to post another video for you all to understand what I figured out that might help with better Hubble palette color imaging. So we'll start as we did before, and we'll go to our astrophotography stack, and then we'll go as I shared with those of you who participated in Acme. We'll open up the 3576 NGC 3576 data, and then we'll open our HA. I'm going to breeze through this a little bit faster than I did with your other ones, because hopefully by now you're kind of getting the gist of how this works. HA 03, we'll label that 03, layer 3, S2. Alrighty, and then we'll stack these three, and again these are already calibrated, so we don't have to worry about the dark frames, light frames, but that is something, if you want to get into astrophotography, that you should learn about. There's a new YouTube channel I stumbled across that has really nice tutorials on this too, and it's a wonderful young woman. Her YouTube channel is called the Astro Koala, I believe is the name of it. So Astro Koala, Quiv the Lazy Geek, Nebula Photos, Astro Backyard. Those would be if you want to just have some basics about astrophotography and astrophotography editing from the gear. Those are good channels. But of course, James Ritson's tutorials on his macros, in my opinion, are a must. So we'll apply. Okay. Now, similar to last time, we'll first go through and rename our images. So, HA 03. And I must have forgot to label the third layer S2 because it just says stacked images 3. So S2. Okay. Now we'll come over to our James Ritson presets, and we will go to our data setup. We'll go to our SHO as I showed in the last video. So everything to this point is exactly the same. Okay. And then if you remember, with the overpowering green, I want you to go over here. It's reorganized everything. So I want you to, again, with Command button held down, or if you're on Windows, I believe it's the Control button set down. First, click on HA or the green, then on S2 for the red, and then O3 for the blue. Go to Pixel, Filters, Linear Fit. Oh, I'm sorry, I got the sequence wrong. I'm actually glad this happened, so then now I can show you the proper way to do this. I got the sequence wrong, so we'll just undo what we just did. We'll undo that. Let's see, did it? I think it also undid. So we'll go back to the SHO composition. And this is a good example on how you have to get the panel sequence correct in order for this to work properly. So then you always want to start with the green. I remember that. Then we'll go blue and then red. And then, sorry, my cell phone's clicking off. People are texting me this morning. Then we'll go to linear fit. And there we go. That's what we're looking for. So it's the green. Whichever ends up being the green is the first channel you click on, then the blue is the second, and then the red is the third. Now, um, this actually doesn't look too bad as it is. But let's just do what I said before. We'll take out the automatic tone stretch. Here's what was different. When I was in my video with you, I told you at this point to go into the Ritson pre-stretch options. Now I want to emphasize, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with the Ritson stretching tools. They're excellent. I probably would be able to figure this out if I would just play with his presets. So I still stand by that they're incredible. But if you want to go into the adjustments that the Affinity Photo 3 already has built in, if you scroll down to the bottom, they have tone stretches. And if you just click on the tone stretch, come on, that is offered, and for some reason it's just not cooperating with me. Close the channel mixer. Well, come on now. Why are you not? Ah, I'm sorry. I had to scroll down a little bit. So when you click on the preset tone stretches and that, there's a little dialog box that pops up, and it was just hiding underneath that, so everything was fine. Click on that, and it's very similar to the one that they... Now what you can do with this is there's gamma, stretch factor, and compression. And so with this, you can start to play with these sliders to kind of darken it. If you want more of a stretch factor, less of a stretch factor. And this, to me, represents more of what I understand the Hubble color palette to be. Now we'll rotate the document clockwise 90 degrees. And now just using the built-in adjustments, I'm just going to do, I like to just start with the default, so we'll add some contrast to it. Then maybe with the curves, we'll experiment with, an S curve. We'll move this over so we can actually see what we're editing. I don't know if I like that, so I'll delete that. Nah, we'll try the punchy. Nah. Intense. That's not too bad. But long story short, for me now, as you're editing your images, you're dealing with what I would consider to be a truer, Hubble color palette spacing. Now, one thing I'll do, you can see the magenta. Remember what I said, green and magenta can be something that you're constantly going to struggle with when doing astrophotography. We'll go back over here, close out the vibrance, and we'll click on the 32-bit version 20, type in our little search box magenta, reduce magenta stars, and now we're cooking with heat. And then let's see, there was some SHO. I thought there was some SHO filters in there. Go back down, and we'll take a look at just some of the options. We'll just have some fun with this. I'll just try enhance nebula structure. That was nice. Local contrast structure. Oh, a little bit too much. We'll try our little tap your numbers. I don't like it. So undo, undo. Let's see. One thing, diffuse glow can sometimes be kind of a fun, can give it just a nice little more soft image. So subtle contouring. And again, part of the fun of creating these little, space icons is just play with them and find what speaks to you. Let's let's see, we're getting into the some of the star settings. Yeah, here's something that's, again, really kind of fun. Well, we can decrease the green channel noise. Because, see, the thing that why green is such a tricky thing, so much data is in the green channel, but the color green itself can sometimes be a nuisance. So, yeah, I mean, you don't want to remove that much of your green. We'll just undo that because part of the Hubble palette is the green is part of that scientific part of building into an image things that can measure depth and so forth. So you need the data in the green channel. And that's why I love those little Ritson green tools for visual effects. It does a nice job of keeping the data, but being able to um, uh, and able to um, you know keep it to a low roar. The DSO is deep sky object, so let's see what happens. There we go. Enhance deep sky luminosity. Now we're starting to see, if we zoom in, this is the kind of Hubble palette imaging color plate, the palette or color palette that we're used to. And so now we're really starting to get into that. So I apologize that I, when I was doing that, I was following what I thought was the right sequence for this, and turns out I wasn't necessarily wrong. I just need to understand um, Ritson's uh, presets better. And but I just think that looking at it now, using the stretch function, and I think it's a good this is a good lesson to not just be completely dependent on um, James Ritson's presets, but to really kind of venture out and to explore with the things that are just naturally in the software, so you can uh, start to create your own imaging and have your own style, I guess, for the lack of a better term. So the sharpening is a little too intense. But I think I'll just leave it for there. It's not a done image. There's a lot more I could do with it. But I just wanted to create this video to give you a sense of what can be done and to give you a better approach to Hubble Palette imaging on Affinity Photo 3. Thank you very much. Have a great day. And I hope those of you who are at Acme have recovered well. Share what you've learned, and I look forward to talking with you more in the future. So, signing off.